In this video, we're going to be comparing Chop AI and Opus Clip. Now, if you want to get started with either of these two, there's going to be links down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment, and you can get started. Now, in case you don't know what these are, both Chop AI and Opus Clip are actually two softwares or websites where you can basically input your podcast links, your links to your video or your files, and you can turn them into viral clips. Now, Chop AI, especially as you can see over here, it says you can turn your podcasts into viral clips. It will focus mainly on podcasts. And of course, Opus Clip will also be used for clipping podcasts, but people use it for other things as well. So let's actually compare these two and see how they go against each other. So the first thing you want to do, if you want to use them, the usage of them is very, very easy. It's fairly simple. You just go to the link down below or to the website, and then all you have to do is just drop in a YouTube link or whatever link you want over here, as it supports different ones. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I opened up over here the Diary of a CEO, which is a podcast. It's a very well-known podcast, and I'm just gonna take a link of a podcast over here, copy it, and all you have to do, you just have to drop it in here, and then you want to click on Get Free Clips. And you can do the exact same thing over here inside the Opus Clip. You can just go and drop in your link, and then you can get clips in just one click. So here I'm just gonna go to my dashboard over here because I have prepared some clips. So I've actually put in some podcasts from the Diary of a CEO, and I have actually obtained some clips. So I'll show you how these two actually compare when you compare them one to another. Now, first, let's go over here. As you can see, so I put in inside the Chop AI this Vitamin D Expert podcast. So it's actually a podcast. I think it's a bit over 2 hours long, and it generated me 75 great clips with Chop AI. Where when it comes to Opus Clip, I put in the exact same podcast, and if I now click on that, you'll be able to see it generated 39 basically different clips I can then use to post, or of course to use on my social media accounts or wherever you are posting your clips from these softwares. Now here, let's see how many it created. As I said, it created around 75, I think, inside Chop AI, and then you will always get a chance to actually sort them by score and by time. So if you go over here, as you can see, you also have the scores. So inside Opus Clip, you have the score. This is going to be ranked 99 out of 100, and then this is basically the viral score, so the likelihood that this video will go viral on a short/TikTok/reel, and this one over here inside Chop AI actually works a similar way. So all you have to do is basically observe this score over here that's going to be shown up here. So as you can see, it is saying 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, etc. And then if you click on that, you can even see more info, and it's going to tell you how viral this videos could go. So that's it. It's basically the virality potential. Now, let's actually compare how these clips are compared to another. So first, let's go to Opus Clip. Inside Opus Clip, as you can see, let's take this first clip up here. If I just play it, and right off the bat over here, you can see the transcript. So it basically just kind of it does a good job of actually finding those viral moments, and then it just goes ahead and then just pulls a part of the script, of the transcript of the video, and then that part is clipped inside a short. So let's actually play this for a bit.
He was literally 2 days away from dying. So this is a story where a 15-year-old boy...
Okay, so we get it. So this has basically taken a part, and it's actually, as you can see, left in some of that fluff. So if I go down here, it doesn't actually cut some of those filler words, etc. So it just takes a part of a script. And this is where Chop AI actually comes in clutch. So if I go over here and open up this first clip, for example, which was titled "Do Vitamin D Pills Work?" And if I open this up, you can now see, I'm just going to play it a bit.
Supplements work.
Oh yeah, certainly.
They do work.
Okay, so as you can see already, it's basically put in some music, which is optional, by the way. Whenever you are trying to create a new project in here, it's going to give you an option to add in some music, to add in the subtitles you want and how they look via different templates, etc. And then over here, as you can see, it also kind of added in a split screen. It's adding in transitions, which is also optional. And what's, I think, the biggest differential over here is that it didn't just take one part of the script. So for example, it didn't just take this part from here to here. It actually cut out all the fluff. So if we go over here, as you can see, it only left in the interesting part. So these different yes, and then different questions, different unimportant information, which is, for example, there's number of studies that have come out, etc., which actually reduces the watch time on those videos. It's essentially called fluff. You can see it actually cut that out, and it's jumping directly to the actual information that is needed for this video for this specific title. So let's play some more.
I've tested them. People who supplement every day with vitamin D had lower risks of acute chest syndrome. People who
So as you can see, just jumping over, and then it's adding up these subtitles over here, and all of this is pretty neat. So that's the main difference actually I noticed, is that because this is actually human-trained AI, it actually learned from real editors, and it's making smart cuts where it's pulling only the most engaging dialogue without any fluff. Whereas, as I said, over here in Opus Clip, it is essentially just pulling up parts of the script. Now, this is the main thing. Also, here you have the ability to get in different effects, zooms, and it's all going to be used with purpose, whereas over here, you'll sometimes have to edit it a bit more. Now, let's go ahead and go through the editing. Now, this was just like the basic clippage, so as you can see over here, you can even see when this starts, so with which specific timestamp this part of the video was, and you can of course watch it for yourself as well to see what it sounded like inside the actual podcast. And you can just go through over here and you can see all the different clips. You can sort them by score, time, etc., and then you can of course download them if you'd like that, or edit them as well. And let me show you how this editing works. Now, the editing features are available both on Opus Clip as well as on Chop AI. So if I go to over here, you can click on edit clip. So whenever you find a clip, click on that, and over here you can also click on edit. And as you can see right now, it's going to basically just open up the editor. So this is basically the editor inside of it. And the main difference over here is that when it comes to Opus Clip, and when this loads up, this editor is going to look a lot, basically it's going to look a lot like, let's say, I don't know, maybe Adobe Premiere Pro, or even more like CapCut, where you have this timeline down below over here. You can cut things, etc., and then you can add in your own captions, your text, transitions, AI hooks. You can add B-roll, you can add music, brand templates, you can upload different things. And here on the left, you can just basically edit the transcript. You can add in some things. You can basically remove captions and videos. You can remove parts of video, etc. And you can, of course, also adjust the aspect ratio, the layouts. You can put on the trackers, or of course turn them off if you don't like them, etc. So if you've ever used any of these video editors like Clipchamp or CapCut or Adobe Premiere Pro, you will know exactly what you have to do. So when it comes over here, this is a bit more simplified, yet still very effective when it comes to Chop AI. So if you go to General over here, it first allows you, of course, to essentially give this clip a title. So it's going to have a default title, which I already do think is very, very good, because it kind of just detects what the clip is about, and usually this is going to be very relevant. And down here, as you can see, you can select what format you want this in. So you can go vertical, so 9:16, square, which is 1:1, or horizontal, which is 16:9, and it's gonna even say what this is ideal for when you hover over it. You can also, of course, set the dialogue volume. You can up it, or of course make it a bit less, and then you can just have this inside your clips. Here, you can also go to cuts up here. So this is currently, as you can see, it says cuts, and in here, this is the main part. You can see the dialogue and then the emphasis over here, so you can put the emphasis on specific parts, and you can also use this AI over here. You can basically generate with AI different previews, and you can also set if you want subtitles, if you want zooms, if you want animations. You can also delete them, etc. So you can basically set wherever you actually want these, add them, etc. And when it comes to dialogue, you can just add in some dialogue, you can delete some dialogue you don't want, or you can just regenerate it with AI, which will also do a very good job in case you don't like the one that comes out of the bat. You can also add in some B-roll, so you can generate that with AI, or you can just add in a new one. Or you also can, of course, set the music volume. So here's going to be kind of this key to the specific music playing in the background over here,
vitamin D supplements work?
as you can hear. And of course, this currently is showing the fast preview, but you can go to normal or high resolution as well, because this can be exported upwards of 4K. I'll show you in a second over here. And you can also adjust the spelling. So spelling of each and every single word can be basically changed over here, as you can see, and it's going to change inside the preview. You can also set the framing, so you can auto frame with AI. It's going to detect faces. You can do a split screen or a normal one. So it's basically very, very advanced, and it has all the features you could possibly want in case you are trying to actually clip podcasts, because this is what this tool specializes in. Also, you can go to the design tab where you can set your own branded subtitles and these captions over here. You can set the custom ones as well. As you can see, it has a bunch of different options, or you can just choose one of these presets, which already are amazing and work like a charm whenever you apply them. So one more thing I wanted to note, that this part over here, whenever you put in a video to actually generate, it's going to give you an option to actually select which subtitles you want off the bat, and then those are going to be applied by default, but of course you can change this in here whenever you want. And then to actually export and get the video to your computer on either of these over here, you can just click the export button, and then you can select the quality. It can either be SD, HD, or 4K, and then you can download the video over here, or just add it to the calendar in case you are inside Chop AI. And then when it comes to Opus Clip, click on export up here, and then you can just download HD. You can publish directly to socials in case you've got these connected, or you can just export as H or XML over here. Okay, so these are basically the main functionalities. Now, I do think when it comes to podcasts, honestly, this Chop AI over here is going to be a bit better. It's a bit more convenient. It's going to cut out the fluff. It's actually human trained, and it's just fast paced, and it's tailored for Reels, Shorts, TikToks, etc. And every single choice is driven by real editing behavior. I've seen that they have spent 2 years on developing this, and honestly, it is showing. But Opus Clip, of course, is kind of the classic right now, the most used, and yes, it's working very good as well. However, I do think that Chop AI, in case you are into clipping podcasts and stuff similar to podcasts, is going to be the one to go for, but of course you're free to use whichever you want. As I said, there's the link down below. You can check them both out. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope it helped you out. If it did, please subscribe to the channel and help me out as well.